I'm Matt. I'm a full-time wannabe. Basically, I want to be a full-time RVer, and that's what my channel is about. It's about me going from a zero to a hero. Well, it's just me following my dreams, you know. I love, camping and all that. I caught up on all those YouTube videos, and man, I caught that bug. I've been working on this for a while now, and my camper's done. It's all built. I'm all stoked. Basically, this video is going to be about money, and that's something I have none of. I'm 49. I don't have a pension or Social Security or 401, stocks and bonds. I've been in construction my whole life, or worked in the mills. So, yeah, there's no mass savings when you are working in those kind of places. So, for me, I got to make money. I got to be able to make money on the road. And, I didn't want to work as like a camp host at some campground for 6 months so I can travel for 6 months. Or, work the potato farms or the strawberry farms or the turnip farms or the whatever farms there are, run those for a couple weeks and then have to try and find something else, once that's getting close to running out. That's just not for me, I need something to be steady that I know is going to be money coming in. And, so the way I'm going to make money is I started an eBay business. And I know, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. And it's true. It was very hard. I know so many people that tried to start an eBay business, selling stuff and knickknacks and whatever, to fail, to just not make any money, not get any sales. And, you couldn't even find their listing. You type in whatever it was they're selling, and they'd be on page 50 of the search results. And no wonder they got no sales. But, I needed to come up with something on eBay. It was more of a niche, something, there's competition. I don't care what your business idea is. Someone else has already thought about it and is already doing it. So, I knew that. And so I was racking my brain for a good year, and I ended up in a motorcycle accident, and was laid off for a little while, and I collected some unemployment for 4 or 5 months. I had a serious head injury and knocked my teeth out. It was a wreck. Supposed to be dead. Here I am. And so my buddy he owns Discount Auto Tunes down in St. Pete, Florida, and he needed help getting on Google and stuff. He had a website, but nobody found it. You type in car stereo equipment or car stereo shop, and he was on page 50, if that. So he needed some help with his marketing to get recognized on Google, and I'm just a construction worker, carpet layer, I can paint, I can do, all that kind of stuff. And, but I'm also really good with computers, and what I don't know, it's not hard to figure out. It's very simple. And so, I went down there and I learned, HTML and some coding stuff, so I could get his website, the keywords and all that stuff, get it all ranking on Google, and I did all kind of backlinks and, the whole 9 yards. Now he's page 1 Google. No matter what you type in, anything that has to do with car stereo, anywhere in Florida, you're going to find him. He's going to be on page 1. And so before I left, he was asking me, he's like, hey, he goes to the flea market to get these little decals made of his business, and he gives them away to his customers. And he's just like, it's just a hassle. You have to keep going to the flea market, and you got to, it takes them, who knows how long for them to make them. Sometimes you got to come back to go pick them up. And he's just like, dude, why don't I just make them myself, I'm like, that's a great idea. He's like, you think you can figure this out? I'm like, well, of course, I'll figure it out. So we went back to his shop. He bought himself an old used cutter And the program for that cutter was like $1,200 to use it just for 1 year. It was like $1,200 to buy the program and $1,200 to register it. And then it was another $1,200 every year after that you had to register this program. So I'm like, we had to figure out a different way to get this cutter working. So I went to Parrot Bay and I downloaded a bootleg version of the program, and then I downloaded a hacker program to hack the program, you know, to make it where it would turn on and stay in temporary user, like a trial version. The downfall of that was every time you did it, you had to kind of reboot the whole program up, do all this stuff. It was such a nightmare. All I want to do is just make a little tiny sticker. And so, anyways, all the work I did, I finally was able to make him a little decal design that he could stretch out, you know, make all different sizes and just hit cut, you know, and then make his decal. So, you know, and during this process, I was just like, cha-ching, I see money here. And, yeah, this is going to be my business. So, you know, after I finished up with Rich down there in Florida, I went back home, back up to Connecticut, and I told my girlfriend, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to start an eBay graphics business so I can do it from anywhere. And she's just like, what? Maybe you ought to get a real job. I'm like, no, this is going to be a real job. It's going to be my own business. I can quit working for the man. I can work for me. Sleep in till 9. Do whatever. She didn't like that idea. No, go get a damn job. And I'm like, well, yeah, I still have my head injury. I still had, 2 months of unemployment left. And I'm like, yeah, no. You know, done doing roofing, done doing climbing up ladders, and done with all that. You know, I'm almost 50. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I bought me my cutter. I bought a brand new one, and got my program. I just paid for it outright. But, I went a cheaper way. I bought my program for $60, and I own it forever. So there's no registering. It's just a simple, stupid program. Very easy. And yeah, I started making decals. And of course, my girlfriend, every day, man, she was just like, get a job. I'm not going to support you. I'm like, but you're not supporting me. I got unemployment. I'm supporting myself. I'm paying my half of the bills. I'm paying my half of everything. And at the same time, I just started a business. She rode my ass so hard to get a real job that I ended up leaving. There was where the flea market was at. I was going to a flea market on the weekends. And it was like on this one side of this 1800s mill. And this thing was old. I don't think this mill has been used in 50 years, other than that little flea market down on the end. So I went to the owner of the mill. I'm just like, hey, that little section all the way down at the very end, I want to rent that from you. And he's like, he goes, you want to rent that? I'm like, yeah, I want to rent that little section down there. Hook me up. He's like, okay, $100? I'm like, $100. What is that? What do you mean? Just $100? He's like, well, no, he's like, $100 a month. And you know what? I'll even include the electric. Deal. So I moved out. And, I went to town, I would just work, doing local jobs, trying to figure out how to make larger decals, because, making these little stickers, you'd have to sell 100 of them on eBay for $2 to make $40, $50, after shipping, eBay fees, PayPal fees, you make like 45 cents, yeah. Now, I had to make bigger decals. I had to make, like, racing stripes for your car, flames that run down the side, big hood skulls, I was making, I had to come up with, bigger items so I can make a bigger ticket item. But, as everybody knows, eBay is like the great race to zero. Someone could be selling this picture frame for $5 on eBay, and he got all the sales, doing great. And then this guy puts the same frame up for $4.99. All of a sudden, this guy's sales are no more. He's getting all the sales. So this guy's like, dang, why am I losing all my sales? And all you do is pull up that type of frame and see who's selling it cheaper than you. And he's like, oh, it's that guy again. He went cheaper than me. So I'll go cheaper than him. I'll go to $4.94. How about that? And then he's got his sales back. And that guy lost all his sales. So that was a tricky thing, to have to work through. But I didn't want to sell something like a frame that 50 gazillion billion other people are also selling. And then, you got 50 million people on a great race to zero. So I'm like, graphics, I do custom graphics, I do that. And there's a lot of people that sell graphics on eBay, but apparently nobody can get them done in one day. And that was my niche. There might be just a few, not even a handful, of power sellers that do graphics, because they can't make, in order to be a power seller, you have to guarantee your shipment within 24 hours. You have to ship with tracking, and you have to offer 30-day returns. Now, granted, who the hell returns decals? Don't get me wrong. I've actually had people return decals. Pretty crazy. And but that's a whole nother story in its own. Most of the people on eBay that are selling on eBay, they got a full store. They got employees. And it takes some time. They're bigger than I am, so they're not getting your order out. You order today, they're not getting it out today, and you're lucky if maybe they might get it out tomorrow, but more than likely not. Usually it takes 3 or 4 days before they even ship it. So that just knocks them all out of power seller status. So what I did was, I don't want a store. I don't want employees. I'm going to do it all by myself. Now I can compete with the people that's been on eBay, for years and got a huge following. Well, now I got the same price they got, and they're the cheapest. The difference is I don't have 2,000 listings on there. I've only got 170 to 200 listings, and they're just a variety of the whole rainbow of different items. From racing stripes to body stripes to fish for your boats, flames, you name it, skulls, 4x4, whatever, Jeep stuff. I love Jeep stuff. But I limited my items to pretty much the hottest sellers, and because I do it all by myself, I was able to make my price even lower, and then I was able to get it out the same day, or by within 24 hours. Boom! I'm now a power seller, one of maybe 4 that do graphics, and no matter what now, I'm page 1 Google. Well, not Google, but page 1 eBay. So when someone types in Hood Skull, that's me, Extreme Auto Graphics. I make stickers fast. That's my username, is I make stickers fast. And, well, here, check out this is some of my jobs I've done, and you can see some of the stuff I've made. And it's only like a 60-second short. Here you go. And the process to make it. The decals it was tricky at first, the weeding part, because you got to do it all by hand. You know, the cutters just kind of outline it for you and give you the basic design, but you got to do it all by hand. And I remember my first decals, man, they were taking me for effort to make just one. You know, and now I can cut them, weed them, transfer tape them, and have them boxed. I could do about anywhere from 10 to 20 an hour. And that's really all I need to make a living. And as long as I got 10 to 20 sales a day, I'm making money. And enough to pay for sticks and bricks, pay for my camper, pay for a lot of stuff. And don't get me wrong, I am not rich in any way. I started buying stuff for my camper before I even knew what I was going to build. I mean, I was buying stuff from 3 years ago. You know, I'd have $100 and I'd buy a solar panel. You know, well, not 100, they were more than that because I went with Renogy. And they're a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. And Renogy's a great company, and they're the best panels, I think, personally. But, you know, I'd save up, you know, $300 and I'd go get a couple panels. I'd save up $400, I'd go get a couple batteries. Saved up $1,000 and I got my fridge. It's actually a fridge freezer. That was one of that was probably my main big ticket item other than the solar. That was it. That was like $900 or $1,000, give or take. It's a winter. I think it's a 75 quart or 65 quart. It's big. I mean, I can definitely put a lot of food in there. And so, yeah. So my eBay business is jamming. I'm making good money at it, and I can do it from anywhere. So that's, you know, basically what I do. Another thing that I had to keep an eye, or had to be conscious of, was internet. And I did all the research on there, and, you know, with the phones and hotspots and stuff like that. And of course, the Weeboost comes up. And that was a little bit of a sticker shock. I know they got like little cradle ones and stuff for like $200. I don't know how well they'll work. Like if you're way out in BLM land in the middle of nowhere, I think it's hit or miss on whether you're going to get, you know, internet service or not. So I went with the big one, the second biggest one. I went with the Weeboost RV 65, whatever, or 75. I think it was a 75 because my antenna is a 75 ohm, and yeah, and it came with, you know, it's got the inside antenna, and for the outside antenna, I kind of, well, I'll show you what I did with the Weeboost. This is my little garage area where I kind of keep all my power in my garage. My shower and toilet fit here. I keep my shower tent and a bunch of extra gear back here. But so I just mounted my Weeboost right here, and I just ran a hole right through there, so my power goes right in through there, you know, to that other antenna. And then right under here, I drilled a hole right underneath the trailer to go to the antenna. And it just comes right out from under there, runs up to this painter's pole that I mounted up there, and then I mount the antenna right on top. Now, there's no antenna up there right now because I won't keep it up there anymore. The first day I put the antenna up there, and I took my trailer back to the storage unit, it blew apart. It literally blew in half, and it just left kind of like the guts that were in there. And you know, I called up Weeboost, and I was just like, hey man, first time I went for a drive in my camper, well, here's a picture. You blew the antenna apart. And let me tell you this. After you spend $560 on an item that they probably could have sold for $200 and made a huge profit, they really stand behind their product. And within 2 days, I had a brand new antenna at my house. Just like that. I didn't have to pay anything. So let me tell you this. That was so fast. And, you know, thank you, Weeboost. I appreciate it. So to protect my wire here, now this will slide up all the way. My painter's pole will slide up basically to about here. I have just enough to get about up to here, and then that'll shoot way up there. I mean, it'll get way up in the air, and I'm sure I'll be able to pick up service just about anywhere, because I know you want to get them things as high as possible. Plus, you need to have, I think it's like 12 feet of distance between the two antennas. So my solution was a painter's pole. I can move it down to be below the 13.6 driving height limit, and I actually keep it at 12.6, so I can go through a drive-through. And so anyways, I ran the wire, and I just covered it. These little 3M stick things, and they little zip ties hold it. Pretty ingenious. This actually came with the Reboost. And I just got this wire cover, but instead of the foam, I got the rubber. So it's won't soak in all the water. And basically, that's just to prevent something from coming up from my tire and nailing my wire and busting my wire. And it's coated all the way up to where it goes through the ceiling. So it's pretty protected. And I actually I bought a second wire just for backup, just for GP, just to be safe, because you never know. Yeah, I mean, you never know what can happen. I mean, some douchebag could just come by here and just clip it just to be a dick. But I catch someone doing that, and it's on. But I can't imagine people would be like that. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I have more faith in people, I think, than most people. I have a lot of faith in people. I know there's a lot of good people out there. And people just don't mess around with other things for no reason. Just leave it alone. But anyways, that's my video. That's how I'm going to make money. I own Extreme Auto Graphics. You can find me at stores.ebay.com. I make stickers fast. And my Facebook page is facebook.com/Extreme Auto Graphics. And you could see a lot more of the work than that little short that I just put in there. To show you what I make. And those are all customers. Those are all my customers. Those are all my pictures of customers, jobs. And here's the kicker. I didn't have to go put any of that on. I just make them. I just make the decals, and off they go. I just ship them all over the world. And then it's out of my hand. If someone messes up the install or whatever, hey, guess what? I'll sell you another one. And don't get me wrong, I'll hook you up. I mean, mistakes happen, and I want my decals on your ride. So, I'm not there I'm not going to go raping people. You're like, oh, well, then you just got to pay full price to buy another one because you're an idiot and didn't know how to install it. And you'll lose a lot of customers like that pretty fast. So when people mess up, I usually try to hook them up at cost, believe it or not, where I might make $1, but I don't care. I want my decals on their ride, and then that's one of the things that I think why I've done so well is, when people try to order stupid little things, I just send them. I don't even charge them for it. I'm just like, look, I'll just send you. You just want this little stupid thing for something. I'm just going to put it in a stamped envelope and mail it to you. It costs me 50 cents, and they come back. They come back, hey, I really appreciate that. You sure you don't want me to give you any money? I mean, when you still have to ship it and stuff, I'm just like, no. When you order something big, then I'll get you. And they always laugh. And I never get them, you know what I mean? I'm cheapest worldwide. I got the best prices anywhere in the world. That's another reason why I think my business is doing so good. Because, I don't try to make a paycheck off just one sale. I make my paycheck off volume. As long as I got 10 to 20 sales a day, I got it. So, anyways, my name is Matt. I'm the full-time wannabe. I hope to see you guys all out there. I hope to meet people and, run into I know a lot of YouTubers out there. I don't know them personally. I feel like I do. I know none of them know me. But, boy, I'm pretty excited to, hopefully run into some of these guys that, influenced me and, maybe, I can help spread the word and influence other people with stuff that I did or my process of how I'm doing this. And, I got videos on my camper van, my water system, how I make unlimited ice. I never run out of ice. I like my Jim Beams and Cokes. And, having a top freezer, unless that tray's balanced, it's going to fall over, and before you recognize it fell over. Everything's frozen together in there. Check that video out. That's I'm a genius. Not really, but pretty funny. So anyways, hey, like and subscribe and follow me and watch how I make this happen. Thanks for watching.